But you said one interesting thing. You said you went into all this to save your marriage, and you came out saving your life.
Yes, it was a very, very interesting, insightful time. I'm not somebody who does a lot of introspection, and you do a lot of it, you know, right in your face when you're in these situations. I savored the opportunity to be in groups and to be able to talk to people, but you do this supposedly all under the act of anonymity. And the difficulty is, of course, that they all know who you are, and it's a hard thing to be able to function that way.
I want to come and talk about your father, because I did a wonderful interview with your dad, as you know.
I know. I saw it. It was great.
And he talked about you. Mm-hmm. I want to just play an excerpt from that, talking about the relationship, because you've already said that Fatal Attraction and Wall Street, in a sense, gave you a chance to say, look, Dad, my peers think I'm pretty good.
Right.
Roll tape. Right. Did you, in fact, say, go to your children, to Michael, and say, is there anything unspoken between us? Did you do any of that?
Absolutely. Indirectly, I did a lot of that. You know, you begin to settle the score. You begin to think of people who are important in your life, who helped you at different times. And I find myself writing to them and thanking them. You know, you begin to try to be more aware of the world around you and what your relationship is to that world, instead of being so wrapped up in yourself.
No, what did you say specifically? Because much has been made about the relationship between you and Michael. I asked that in the context of the relationship between you and your father, because you wrote in The Ragman's Son that you never got the approval you wanted.
Well, you know, for example, I learned to be able to say, for instance, any conversation I had with my 4 sons, I have wonderful sons, they're all different, all functioning. I never end a conversation without saying, I love you. Yes. And I noticed that all my sons, especially Michael, I would say, I love you, Dad. And you know, you think if that's the last thing they might hear from you, it's not a bad thing to be said. You see, my father never could say that, you know.
Different time, different circumstances.
Of course.
How much of him is in you?
Half.